Man, you're the best. I'm proud of you. And I'm proud of Virginia. I look forward to us continuing to do this and working together. So thank you, everybody, very much.
I think, good morning, everybody. Even just to start this off, when me being at an event like this, just even Mike, hearing people speak on my name, just having words with the governor, from the part where I come from poverty. And we talked about it on the whole plane ride here, me and Mike, about just, sometimes he asks me, like, why you can't just get up and leave? It might be situations where, like, you know, we have 4 or 5 people that help us get to this, sustain this amount of success. So, you know, we always try to double back. And, you know, Mike made a brave move when I was in prison. I know a lot of people don't understand, and it seems kind of funny. Me and Mike been hanging out for about 8 years now. Mike is probably got 20 friends that's Caucasian that I hang out with on a daily basis. He's one of my best friends. And this is a real thing. I wanted to show him what a courtroom look like when a black man goes to court. And I know he's a billionaire. He makes a lot of money. He don't deal with the same problems as me. He thought it was almost impossible for me to go to jail.
I thought it was impossible.
Yeah, he thought it was impossible. He was telling me on the day I went to prison, it's impossible you're going to jail. I'm like, Mike, I'm going to jail today. I have a child. I provide for my mother. I provide for my grandmother, my sister. I take care of all the women in my family coming from poverty. And when I used to step in the courtroom, I was addicted to Percocets. I started taking Percocets at the age of 23. I got 2 wisdom teeth pulled out my tooth. I never stopped taking them from that point. And that lasted for like 2 years. I had a dirty urine at one point. My judge sent me to prison for about 6 months. Gave me 2 years of extra probation on my 10-year sentence, so it became a 12-year sentence. And in all actuality, I wasn't chasing a lifestyle of crime. I was living in Philadelphia, where we have 400 or 500 murders a year. Probably I might have 10 friends murdered in a year, where at nighttime I don't sleep. So I turned to using medical drugs to kind of suppress me not sleeping at night, and just turning to drugs. It wasn't actually chasing a criminal lifestyle. I was being put in prison for that. It was a time I made my mind up just as a man that I had businesses. I do a lot. I take care of a lot of people that I shouldn't be like in a drug-driven lifestyle, being high. I made a decision to myself that I didn't want to do that. I signed up to rehab myself, paid for it myself. With my lawyers, they let me basically structure my own system up to take care of myself because I had the money and the resources. And once I did that, I've never been addicted to drugs again. I've never been put in front of the system for drugs. And just back to the bold move Mike made, I'm a rapper from Philadelphia. I come up from the streets. We grew up dancing on the lines of the law, because we come from poverty, where you might wake up where your little sister doesn't have anything to eat and your mom is on drugs, so you only way you know to feed your little sister is to step outside on your front door, where you don't even have to even go around the corner to commit a crime. Is on your front doorstep. So that's the way I grew up. I realized from hanging around Michael Rubin that is not the way he grew up. This is the first person I hung around that was extremely successful and that deep into the corporate world and didn't really experience the lifestyle I came up in. And he stepped up. He took a risk, not knowing my background, if I would commit another crime and mess his name up. He got Robert Kraft to step up. He stepped in the visiting room when I told him, as you know, I got found guilty for pointing a gun at a police officer. I am not suicidal. I never thought about killing myself. I know if you point a gun at a police officer, you might lose your life. And I don't really benefit out of pointing a gun at a police officer. That would not benefit my life to any effect. I would not get joy out of that. I used to always tell Mike every year, probably once every 6 months, Mike, you know I ain't point a gun at a cop. Mike, you know I didn't point a gun at a cop. And it took, and he used to hear me too because he's my real friend, but it just was like a blowover conversation, so I always would repeat that part. And the moment I got locked up, he came to see me. I explained everything to him. I explained how badly I was beat. I explained that I did carry a firearm. I am from Philadelphia, where we have 400 murders a year. People that look like me get murdered by the gun. At the age of 18, I made that decision in my mind that I thought I needed to carry that firearm to remain alive, to sustain my life. I explained that to Mike, and after I explained everything about how I operate, the way I think, he stood up for me. And not to make this too long, I get paid not a dollar to do this. If you notice on Twitter, I try to dance the lines of remaining a rapper and remaining to be able to have certain children air so I can modify voices like him. So you may see things that you don't approve with, but I am a rapper. This is the business I chose. This is the dream I chose. That's how I got in a position to be here. So I try to dance the lines of remaining classy but still keeping the air of younger people and people be able to speak to the governor today and be able to close gaps like Mike. Me and Mike built a relationship and take it as far as we could take it to better people's lives. I have the resources and I'm in a position to do better. I know people that's in like 100 times worse situations than me that I have no connection to, people I just met in prison along the way. And I seen people march and stand up for me, and with y'all support, I continue to do better than I started. I started making music in 2000. Well, I got my deal in 2012. I was able to feed my family, provide jobs. Of course, I'm not perfect, but being in situations like this will make me become better and speed up the process. And I'll make sure I'll be able to deliver and close every bridge I can to help fix the system, because I was affected by that. So thank you guys for that.
Powerful news conference going on right there with Governor Ralph Northam, as well as Meek Mill, of course, the rapper who got a deal in 2012, as he was just talking about. And the name of that project, by the way, was called Dreams and Nightmares. And certainly it's a page out of his own real life, as we've just witnessed right now. And of course, the governor, along with the CEO of the Reform Alliance, an organization that aims to transform probation and parole legislation, the governor signing that to probation reform bill alongside rapper Meek Mill. And Meek Mill, as the governors we're watching right now, the governor's actually getting ready to sign that into law. This is such an important moment, and Virginia is leading the way. Can we dip back into that as he begins to sign that? I'll talk over that, but there's a governor actually signing that right now. Let's listen. So this is a stunning moment for many people in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Certainly an incredible moment for Meek Mill, the rapper who's now pushing for social justice and criminal justice reform. And certainly we are seeing that live right here in Richmond, Virginia. Very stunning moment. As I talk about this, and we're watching the governor do that, the Commonwealth of Virginia has come a long way in doing this and leading the nation with this particular important reform that's going on. And we heard Meek Mill talking about the fact that he is from Philadelphia, he comes from poverty, but he wanted to make a brave move and a bold move when he got out of prison, and he even challenged his friends to actually follow him into court, and he stated, "See how a black man is treated in court." And he was telling his friend that he was going to likely go to jail. He also talked about something that many of us don't often hear. He talked about Percocet.